Hey guys, welcome back to my channel in Russian from afar, and with you your host Sergey. Today I'm gonna speak English because I decided why not, just to help you to make it smoother, faster, easier. And I'm gonna talk about my top 15 Russian speaking YouTube channels. Not all of them from Russia, but all of them speak in Russian. I didn't sort them in any kind of rating from the top to the bottom or whatever. I just put them in randomly. These are my favorite Russian speaking channels. You might not like them, but the topics they cover for me seems quite interesting. And a lot of them also has subtitles, which is good. Some of them has English subtitles and others has even Russian subtitles, which is really awesome for you as a language learner. And before we continue, don't forget to give thumbs up to this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet, which is really helpful to me. And if you want to support my channel, you can do it in the Patreon or Ko-fi with the link here, buy me a coffee, and other links are in the description of the video below. Alright, поехали! So the first YouTube channel I want to show you, probably one of the most favorite or probably the most watchable, because I watch it almost every day. This is channel by Maxim Kaz. Maxim Kaz, he is not considered himself as a YouTuber, more as a politician. He was studying urbanistics, and he and other guy, which I'm gonna talk as well today, Varlamov, they did a lot in improving cities in Russia. But since the war started in Ukraine, you know that he started more covering the topics about this, and he also has a lot of interesting content about war, about history, and about interesting people in the past. My personal advice, just to go there, start watching. He posts video daily, which is like so much content, you can't get through it. Most of his new videos has English subtitles with it. There's no Russian, unfortunately, but you can easily follow his Russian. It's quite clear. Yeah, if you're really into history, politics, or current political situation, this is your guy. This channel is called 1420. I don't really know what's the name of the guy who created it. We don't really see him there, but the main idea of the channel is street interviews. You probably know it's super popular in late, I would say 5 years. And this guy, he made pretty good job. He asked people on the streets of Russia, usually Moscow, but sometimes even go to the smaller cities or the villages, and ask them about simple topics like, what do you think about gay people? What do you think about Putin? You know, and stuff like that. Some of the answers are really surprised me when I was watching it. Some of them quite sad. Some of them are hopeful. So if you want to know more about what usual people in Russia think in a capital or in the smaller cities, I really recommend to check out this channel. It doesn't have Russian, but it has English subtitles embedded in all of the videos, which can be cool or annoying, depends on how you look at it. Next YouTube channel that I personally really like, it's a channel of a traveler. His name is Anton Птушкин. He is actually from Ukraine, from Lugansk, which you know the story. And since the war started, he stopped his channel. He now has another channel. He's speaking in Ukrainian there, but you can still get access to his older videos. In most of his videos has English subtitles. I don't know if he has Russian subtitles, it also can be. And he traveled around the world to many different countries, and he has really beautiful pictures. He tried to give a little bit of idea of how people live there. And usually it's about sightseeing or like about, I would say, just beautiful places around the world, right? He has about Norway, about Hawaii, Iceland, Dubai, Australia, many different places, so really recommend this guy. This YouTube channel is called Seraphim. As far as I understand, this is not the name of the creator of the channel, but this is something, I don't know why they call it this way. So anyway, this channel is about interviews between people who has quite different opinions on the same topic, which is really interesting. And also this is about religion. So all of his interviews are concerned about spirituality, religion, and what I recommend you is to watch some of his videos about where I think the most popular video is about the Muslim imam is meeting a Christian priest, and they talk on the religion, on spirituality, and give their own opinions and views. They don't try to how to persuade each other that they're right, but just kind of having a nice discussion. Although sometimes there would be some little fights, I mean like arguments in his videos, which is quite interesting. Yeah, so if you're into religion, spirituality, and controversy, that's your thing. And a lot of his videos has subtitles as well. This channel is made by Tamara Eidellman. She is a history teacher. She was just like a normal high school history teacher, which was really loved, and she became slowly become more and more famous. And then eventually she made her own YouTube channel. And here you can find amazing, like a proper, you know, Russian Soviet style history teacher, but with a passion being told to you about different topics, right? Her last videos on Tolstoy, on Mussolini, there's a history of Ukraine. It's really interesting, you know, and a lot of her videos has not only Russian or English subtitles, it also might have German, Spanish, French, some other languages. So check it out if you're into history and into long lectures of a Russian teacher. Also, she has here a section on Stalin, the whole 5 videos. Wow, 5 hours. I would say even more, like 6-7 hours on Stalin. Like, if you want to know everything about Stalin, go check it out. I don't know more about this. There's about, like, not only about Russian history, it's also about the world history, about the religion. There is the Slavic myths. There is about Celt myths. I don't know, like history of religion, history of the ancient world, the questions of ancient civilizations. Just really cool channel. So this channel is really interesting because this guy is open gay, and his channel is mostly about LGBTQ questions. But since the war started, again, a lot of people switched their focus on this, and he created a separate project which is called За гранью. And his name, by the way, Карен Шаинян, and he happened to be my what do you say that? He's from the same city as I am, from Irkutsk, but he became famous in Moscow or wherever he lived. And if you want, you should really check out his a series of videos called Queerography, like geography, queerography. And he's going around the country and filming about how live different people in different parts of the Russia who are queer, gay, whatever, you know. And a lot of his videos has Russian, English subtitles, which is really cool. Yeah, I really recommend you if you want to check it out. This guy, Varlamov, he's one of the most famous, I would say, Russian loved and hated YouTubers. A lot of people hate him. I actually didn't like him first when I started watching because I felt like he's too pretentious. He swear a lot in his videos. But eventually you learn to love him. And his videos is about, I would say, before it was more about traveling around Russia and like filming different Russian cities and seeing in what state they are. And also they would meet the mayor of the city and walk around the city and give some advice, because he and Kaz, how I was telling before, they had their own project called City Projects, городские проекты, where they had different ideas how to improve the cities, and they were having money and funding, and they really were working on making cities better. And of course, right now he's out of Russia, and he also making a lot of videos about the war, the history, the politics, the news, you know. Yeah, but a lot of his videos is really about traveling around the world and showing like how people live somewhere. A lot of his videos is about urbanistics, about the buildings, about the city structure, infrastructure, and stuff like that. The next channel is called Mihail Veggan, or the guy who made this, he's Mikhail. His name is Mikhail, and he's vegan. Well, you know, I'm vegan, so that's the food channel I would promote. Nothing special here. And but I really recommend you just to watch his videos, not only because this is a vegan food or whatever, because he has a really nice attitude as a YouTube creator. It's like more relaxed. He make a lot of jokes when he's cooking. He's very like laid back, you know. He sometimes makes some recipes that he never tried before and see, okay, let's see how it's gonna go. You know, he didn't try it many takes. It's just very natural, I can say. So if you want to hear some natural Russian guy, and a lot of actually his dishes are traditional Russian dishes, which is really cool, and they're very simple. So check out Mihail Veggan for nice, friendly vegan recipes in a natural way. Okay, Masyaня Kuvaeva, or just Masyaня. This is a legend. This is a legend of internet TV series which was created around 20 years ago by a guy. His name is Oleg Kuvaev. I don't remember his actual name. I'm sorry. His last name is Kuvaev, and he created this really, I would say, plain, really simple animated TV series on Paint. If you used ever Windows, you know they have such a program called Paint, and that's where he created it. And it was more of like a social commentary, you know, as Simpsons, Futurama, Family Guy. This is our Futurama. This is our South Park. I would say it's close to South Park, to the level of, you know, animation. It's very simple, but it's super funny. It's really, really, really funny. And a lot of times it would be hard for you to understand, guys, what they're saying, but they have all subtitles in English, in Russian, and they write exactly what they're saying. Like, their bullshit they're saying, there's some random made up Russian words, and you're gonna see them there, because why not? You know. So the Masyaня, she's a young girl who lives in St. Petersburg. She has a few friends such as Hrundel and what's the other one name? Hrundel and I forgot the other name guy. So basically she has a few friends, and this is a story about them hanging out, doing different stuff. So if you want to have fun in Russian and try to understand some jokes, which is some of their jokes are like being, I don't know, it became memes, you know, really famous and been with us for a really long time. It's part of Russian modern internet history. I really recommend you to check it out. This channel is called Parfenon because it was created by Parfenov. This man, he's a journalist. I would say he was even famous in the 90s or maybe even 80s, and he had a TV show on the, I don't remember which channel, and he was talking about our history, and not a history like in general, you know, like what happened in this war and everything. No, it's more about daily history. It's about like what happened on the year 1972. Like we got some, I don't know, some games, somebody went to space, somebody wrote a book, this thing happened here, something exploded, you know. So like really detailed history of each year of the Soviet times. And I actually had a 4-book of his. Like his TV show was pressed into the books, which is really beautiful, really nice. And he has his own channel where he's doing the same stuff right now. He's not doing it on TV, he's doing it on YouTube. And he has really cool historical documentaries where it's not just like, they call it docu-drama, I think, documentary drama, where like they have actors and like sometimes they imitate what was really happening. My favorite videos I watched is about Russian Georgians and Russian Jewish people, which has really helped us to understand how much these nations were important in our society, in Russian society, like Georgians or Jewish people. Really interesting, recommend you. All right. We have 4 more channels. Let's go. Right, this guy vDudь. Well, look at this, 10 million subscribers, one of the top YouTubers in Russia. He started as a journalist on the sports channel. He was not a commentator, but like he was a journalist on the sports channel. Then he left it and opened his YouTube channel and started making interviews with celebrities, politicians, musicians, actors, social activists, whoever. Like he, I would say, returned this interview style, which was popular, let's say 20 years ago, and then in the beginning of 2000s it's kind of disappeared. Nobody really cared to listen to whole 1-hour interview or 2-hour interview of some people, and he restored it, and you can find interview with all sorts of interesting Russian people. Unfortunately, oh no, he does have subtitles, right? A lot of his YouTube videos has subtitles, so you can check it with subtitles. He has interview with Navalny, he has interview with Morgenstern, if you know who this guy. And yeah, he also have sometimes some stories. He went to the what's they call it, Silicon Valley. He did a story about HIV in Russia. He has about Gulag, also really interesting story. So check out this guy, he's really interesting. Right, so if we're talking about more humor and let's say not suitable for work humor, I recommend you Артур Шамгунов. I just found out about him, I would say a few months ago. He's a comedian, stand-up comedian, and well, I find him really funny, although he used a lot of swearings, a lot of bad Russian words, and for some people, especially Russian people, really sensitive. I find him still funny. Like his way, he's more like I don't know how to say, a little bit of like a Gopnik style stand-up, not really, but a little bit. He's Tatar, so he has a bit of Tatar view on what's happening, and yeah, super funny. Okay, so Mikitko Сын Алексеев. Quite a mouthful of a name. This guy, his YouTube channel is about linguistics. So if you love languages, if you love Russian language and you want to know more behind just what it is, I really recommend you this guy. He has a lot of interesting videos about exactly why do we have this part of the language happening this way, why do we have these prefixes. Like he talks about old Russian dialects. He also really helped me to learn Polish. He has a course for Russian speakers to learn Polish, which is really cool for me. He has about Russian pre-revolution orthography, like basically all about Russian and Slavic linguistics. So if you're into this, check out his channel. Лапенко, or Внутри Лапенко, this guy, he's a legend. He's not a legend, he is actor, right? And he plays all of the roles himself. Like he has a little series in which like it is made in style like from the 80s, from the Russian 80s movies or TV series, and all the characters he played by himself, women, men, old, young, and it's made in a really funny way. It's made in an 80s style, and a lot of it is it's really ridiculous. So if you like ridiculous humor, I recommend you to watch Лапенко. And it really kind of reflects the different people and different personalities which he made fun of. Also, his first and second season has subtitles, so go ahead, enjoy. And the last for today, but not the least, is the channel called Хочу Домой, or путешествие, в которое вы не поедете. So it means I wanna go home, or the traveling, or the trips that you will not go yourself. This guy show us a really interesting journeys. Where did he go? He went to such countries as Afghanistan, Pakistan, Haiti, and some other countries which not so easy to get or can be a little bit dangerous, if you know what I mean. That's why he went there, showed to us what's going on there. He didn't only go to such countries, he also went to more, I don't know, like he was in the US, he showed about different Jewish communities in New York, about different, I don't know, like, yeah, just about Tibet, about I don't know, Talibs, you know, like he had Cuba, different stories, travelings, blogs. Yeah, if you like something like this, that would be great. All right, that was all for today. My top 15 YouTube channels which are in Russian, and tell me which one did you find interesting, or which one do you watch already? Can you write for me please in the comments? I really want to know, guys, what do you watch in Russian? Maybe I can find something interesting for myself or for others to watch. I wish you a great day. Enjoy learning Russian and acquire Russian. That's even better. Don't learn Russian, acquire it. See you later, and пока-пока.